Oh, the music's done.
Hey, Happy New Year! Welcome to the Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast. And your dipshits for tonight are Brian and Mike.
Hello,
What's
dipshits.
up?
Happy New Year. It is
Happy New
officially
Year.
2023, and I can tell you, I did not think I would ever see 2023. I thought the world was going to end in 2000.
2012.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then 2012 again. Everybody thought the world was gonna end.
Well, yeah, because the Mayans decided to not finish their calendar, so they were like,
I think what happened was they found some old ancient relic that was broken in half, and it didn't go past 2012. Or it was like part of their math or something. Like their math stopped at 2012 as far as their calculations for time went. They just never bothered to continue it.
Oh,
it's like
boy.
they forgot to make the sequel, so everybody thought time was going to be over.
they forgot to make the sequel.
Yeah, everybody was sort of. I remember you had a lot of like the new age motherfuckers, like any of our friends that may have been into like some sort of like mystical new age shit. You know what I mean? And they were all worried that some shit was going to go down in December of that year. I think it was like December 20th. It was like right before Christmas. I was like, how pessimistic is that? Like you're just gonna, like not believe we're gonna make it to Christmas?
When it was 99 and it was going to 2000 and everyone said the world was going to end in 2000, I remember the countdown started and I was at my aunt and uncle's house and my uncle went under the table, like crawled under the table and like went like this.
Like bomb shelter?
Yes, and I'm like, you do realize that if it's actually a nuclear bomb, that's not going to help you at all.
Yeah, I was at a house party and it was like a 2-bedroom apartment with like some porch space, and there had to have been probably 70 people there all together. And we had like this. It was all bootleg. We had kegs. We had like fucking a DJ set up. We did like this fake bar thing. And when the ball dropped, right, everybody's watching the TV, and everybody got silent right before. What's that called?
The light is fucking up. There we go.
Blue pulp. Blue pulp.
I'm gonna assume it's Blue Dream and something else, but you
Yeah.
never know.
And then everybody got quiet like 5 seconds after the ball dropped. Everybody was like, ah, and then everybody's like, quiet. And we wanted to see if the lights were going to shut off. Everybody thought the power grid was going to go out and the TVs were going to shut off. We weren't afraid of like a bomb dropping, but people were afraid like everything was just going to get shut down, like as soon as the fucking time hit.
I remember when
But when
the
it
ball
didn't,
dropped.
we were all like, wow, this is bullshit. And it was a great party after that. It was
Yeah,
fucking
I mean, listen, the world's gonna end when we don't expect it. It's not gonna be some countdown.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. Maybe it'll be like Don't Look Up, where you know when the comet's gonna hit, and you just sit back and wait for it. Did you watch that movie, Don't Look Up?
Yes, with Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, but nobody's listening to the scientists, and it's supposed to be like some like idiocracy kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Which was another great movie, Idiocracy, but
Yeah.
not a great movie. It was not. But out of all honesty, it wasn't a good movie. But now it's a great movie because of the way the world is.
Everything happening, yeah, and like everything that's happened probably in the last. When did that movie come out? In the early 2000s, right?
I think so.
Yeah, like 2007.
Cheers, everybody.
They came out with that movie and had no idea what was gonna happen, right? Because it was the guy from Simpsons, right?
What?
Mac Groening, who wrote
Or
it,
what?
right?
Or was it Mike Judge? I don't
Mike
remember.
Judge.
I
Oh,
don't remember.
yeah, that's right. Beavis and Butthead. My bad. Yeah, Mike Judge wrote that. Mike Judge also did Office Space, but he was like known for making like sarcastic, sort of like cynical movies about specific things.
Yeah, it was Mike Judge.
Yeah, and it just so happens that a lot of that shit, just the way society went, and the media, and who they hype, and who they would vote for president, all that shit, it sort of foreshadowed like what was going to happen a decade later. You know what I mean? And even into now, like fucking 20 years after the movie came out.
I didn't realize he was the executive producer of Silicon Valley, the show.
Mike Judge does a lot of shit, dude. I thought they were supposed to be coming out with a new Beavis and Butthead movie.
I think they
Is that
did.
out yet?
Yeah, they did.
But they only released it like on Paramount or something, right?
Yes,
That's
they
the
did.
one streaming service I don't have.
Yeah, but I mean, you could just torrent it. Who cares?
I know. I'm lazy though. I haven't searched for it.
Cheers, everybody. Let's get this going.
Happy
To get
New
those
Year.
New Year's going.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I fucked
Yeah,
up.
man.
I was supposed to have a glass of whiskey with you.
Oh yeah, it's Don't worry. But if you have it, you have it. No pressure. I don't want to be the peer pressure guy here.
It'll be next time.
Make you drink on a Sunday night.
If I don't have actual work tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody does. Most shit is shut down the Monday after because they did the same thing with Christmas. You know, Christmas falls on a Sunday. Everybody feels like they get gypped out of a day off, so they just push the holiday back one day. Yeah. You should have seen. I was at a New Year's party yesterday, and at this like restaurant rooftop sort of balcony thing. And in straight up Florida fashion, it was 50% of the people there were over the age of 50.
Well, was that most of Florida?
Exactly. It really showed you the demographic. The next level, about 40% of the people out of the 100% were people 35 to 45, right? And then you had sprinkled amongst all of these. Oh, nice. There you go. Basil Hayden. That's some good shit. Bourbon. Yeah, I'm going bourbon too. I got some of the Four Roses.
Hold on.
Bravo. That's a beautiful sound. Let me see if I can make that sound. No, I didn't really do it.
It did it a little bit.
Yeah, there's got to be more whiskey. I drank too much of it, but they're not, to be the air pressure. But anyway, so long story short, the other 10% of the people were just straight up out of the textbook Florida men. Dudes who were in camo cargo shorts, flip-flops, and tank tops. Not in any sort of dress. Like, everybody had, like, a button-down shirt, women wearing dresses. There was a lot of sequins. There was a lot of fucking, fancy hats and stuff like that. And I literally watched, me and my wife watched this lady bust her ass hard. I literally, in the corner of my eye, thought somebody was breakdancing.
Cheers,
and just,
Ryan.
and just cheers, buddy. Clink. Happy New Year. So
You're watching. My wife is sitting in the background, ready to watch my face because I probably haven't sipped whiskey in like 10 years. Not 10 years.
Yeah, sip it slow and easy, and you
gotta make that whiskey face afterwards.
Yeah, but just like swish it around a little bit so you don't have to swallow it right away.
All right. Well, this is good actually. This is good whiskey.
It's good.
It's very
it's
smooth.
not hard to drink. Yeah, it's not like you're drinking. It's not like you're drinking Jim Beam. It's
Jim Beam is battery ass.
It is bad.
Jim Beam.
It is.
Chase it with an Oreo. Chase it with an Oreo. I'll chase
Hell
it.
Yeah, dude! It's good with dessert. Like bourbon sometimes has like a, I don't know, like
chase it with an Izzy.
Oh yeah, there you go. Not to sound like a total cunt, it has like a candy kind of like aftertaste, like caramel.
Yeah, it's caramel. Yeah, 100%.
So anyway, I out of the corner of my eye, I think I see somebody breakdancing because there was people of that age group that were around in the 80s popping and locking, and
locking.
It was some Botox queen, straight up Real Housewives, fucking face planted because the floor was wet and she had like these giant fucking wedge heels on. She went clap. My wife sees it happen and turns like this. Turns around and I was like, it's okay. And I said, it's all right, everybody. She didn't feel a thing. She said so much fucking Botox, she has no nerves active in her fucking face.
You didn't say that. Wow.
Oh yeah, I said that. Yes.
Wow.
I also said, and I'll tell you this. The DJ started playing some like booty shaking music, so obviously he plays like Juvenile, he plays like Bubba Sparks, booty, rocking everywhere, trying to get everybody to twerk. Now there were a few BBLs in the audience.
BBLs?
A few BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts, like like Dr. Fat Ass.
Yes.
Like that. But most of the people, like I said, were like Karens over the age of 50.
Wait, so the woman who fell, was she 50?
She had to be like 60.
Oof.
She had a lot of work.
So she didn't break. She didn't break a hip.
I don't think so. I think they walked her downstairs like slowly. She was already wasted.
Downstairs, like what? To kill her?
To throw her in the fucking dumpster. I don't know. But they got rid of her real quick. But,
to throw her in the fucking dumpster, he says.
It was amazing. There was all these 50 retirees, pension motherfuckers, just wasted. I haven't seen that many drunk 60-year-olds in my life. Now that being said, the DJ's playing all this booty music, so everybody runs to the dance floor, and you get all these you get these 35-year-olds who just, they were brought up twerking, who knew what they were doing, and then you had all these parents trying to do it. I said out loud, this guy doesn't realize he's fucking playing to the International House of Pancakes. There ain't no shaking asses in this fucking place. They said it to two ladies who were like fucking standing next to us. and they were, I mean, maybe I knew them, and they were just like, all right, and I'm like, I just gotta call it how I see it, man. It is what it is.
Sorry, I'm sharing our stream to random people I know. Not really
Beware,
random.
buyer beware.
Not really random, but still. Ooh, I share it to myself. That doesn't really help, does it?
It's like masturbating.
Don't shush me. He made a masturbation reference. It was fun.
Yeah, but it was pretty fucking crazy, and obviously, you know, like what goes along with that is it was literally a party full of like resolutions that were definitely not going to be seen through, which is something that you
They're
all
never.
can
Does
see.
anyone? Yeah, like.
I've stuck to a few of mine. I want to say this honestly. 2011, my resolution was to quit smoking cigarettes cold turkey, and I did it. Like and I was literally packing a half a day. New Year's Eve, 2010 into 2011, December 31st, I bought my last 2 packs of cigarettes. I smoked about a pack and a half of them, and I gave about 10 cigarettes away in the night just at the party that I was at. And I literally hard stopped smoking cigarettes, haven't smoked a cigarette since.
I don't think I've
Sometimes you can stick to them.
ever stuck to a New Year's resolution. I don't think I've ever stuck to one.
I've done shit like dry January as a resolution.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was boring. But, you know,
Okay. I remember one year, me, John, and me, Pest, and Lou,
yeah.
Pest from the Nothing Network, John, excuse me, from the Nothing Network, decided to quit smoking weed. And we smoke weed every day, multiple times a day. So we decided to quit smoking weed. So we stopped, but we stopped together. So we were like hanging out together, which kind of didn't make sense because then you're all miserable together. So then we start going out drinking together. And I'm like, we're drunk. Or not drunk, but we were drinking, and we're at Palm Fritz, the French fry place, not the Belgian fry place. And,
Lower East Side,
yes,
yeah, Second Avenue. Yeah.
and I'm
The
sitting
old
there.
location, before they blew up.
Yes, the old location, yes. So I'm sitting there dipping, mildly intoxicated, dipping my fries in the different sauces, and I look at John and Pest, and I go, "We just literally replaced weed with alcohol. Like, you guys just want to go home and smoke a blunt?" And they all went, "Yeah."
It didn't last long at all.
I don't even think it was a month.
Anybody who's listening right now, if you want to chime in and tell us what your resolution that you're pretty sure you're not going to fucking stick to is, and or if you could just think of common resolutions that nobody ever sticks to. You know what I mean? Like, I already brought up smoking, for example. So
Going to the gym is an easy one. No one ever really sticks
that
to.
one, that they makes. And
Like,
the thing is, gyms
the gyms make so much
money.
money this month, and then eventually by the end of the year, it all falls off. But they still made that money.
You got to look at it this way. They wouldn't make that much money. Let's just say all these people, they go to the gym, right? And they actually go, and they don't stop going. They would have to pay a lot of money to maintain the machinery. Because a lot of machines, after getting overused, are obviously, for wear and tear, are going to fucking fail. So they actually like that nobody goes. They like that people think they're going to get their membership and use it, but only about, like, I think 20% of the people who get their memberships in January actually stick to it.
Why do you think it's set up like that with a monthly membership instead of pay as you go? Like every time you enter the gym, you get charged. Because to make money, they would have to charge you a lot of money because you're only going to go maybe if you don't stick to it, you know.
Yeah, but that's putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You know, if you think about it, like as far as like I'm giving myself this finite deadline to do this thing that I'm like been doing, like cold turkey, anything is fucking crazy. And like let's just say, you know what's a good resolution if you make working out your resolution? Let's just say you already have an exercise routine, and you're like, I'm going to step it up, and I'm going to do this different. I'm going to start, you know, like I'm somebody who does calisthenics and cardio, and that's what I've been doing for years. But I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to start lifting weights now. You know what I mean? And then you're already used to the physical activity, so you're not like dry. I don't work out at all. I'm just like a fucking slothy motherfucker. You know, and now I'm gonna go and be an Olympian, and that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I don't understand any of that nonsense. I'm gonna wait until New Year's to make a better choice for myself. Come on now, do it now.
Yeah,
Give up things for Lent. Come on.
I make my feel so much regret from how I spent the summer. I use that as the motivation to actually make a life change because, you know, like, yeah, like even still, like like right after your wedding, I made that decision to drop all that weight, and that was because I fucking ballooned, and it was just like that summer was just so much debauchery as far as like consumption. I was just like I had to make a decision. Waiting to New Year's to do it is just like like the thing is that means nothing changes on January 1st. Everything's still the same as it was on December 31st. So, what do you think is different about that? Like, how is that fucking influencing you? I mean, I'm not shitting on New Year's resolutions because I have a whole bunch of them. You know, like that I probably should do. You know, and I think I'm gonna, like, maybe I'll X this out of my diet, or maybe I'll fucking, I don't know, like, check on my prostate a little bit more often. My prostate health or some shit like that. I'm at that age, dude.
Like yourself?
I mean, listen, like emptying the pipes is actually good maintenance, believe it or not. You make sure empty a load a day, and like that's good for the prostate. Don't back yourself up. You gotta let the fluids fly.
12 times a day?
No, I mean at least once. You can get at least once. I mean, like I think at least two nut busts a day is definitely healthy, and like, but sometimes you don't get the time. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what to say, man. Just.
I mean, assistance would help if you had somebody else helping you.
Assistance,
you know what I mean?
Definitely helps.
Be more of a motivator. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, I got a ton of things that I'm like, I want to do, but I don't want to make them resolutions anyway. I just like, just
fucking do them. When you have the money and the time to do them, do them.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You see, they caught the killer. Well, they arrested the alleged killer for those Idaho.
They was.
They did. Yeah. Hold on. They did now. Hold on. Hold on.
That was 2 days ago, right?
You want to hear something funny? When I first heard about this story, and they were talking about it was in Moscow, I'm like, who cares? It was in Russia. I don't give a shit. And then I'm like, no. Someone was like, no, I read an article. It was like Moscow, Idaho. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that college town. Happy New Year.
Where is it? There
What's
it
your
is.
New Year's resolution, Jay? Or resolution you're most likely not going to stick to?
That sounded probably gross.
This time last year, you remember everybody got COVID? Like everybody got New Year's
I'm still
COVID?
sick though. I'm just sick with something different. You can't win. Every holiday, every hiatus, I get sick.
Flu's going around now. Now everybody's getting the old-fashioned flu and old-fashioned cold. So a grad student at a nearby school is arrested. So he probably was like...
What's his name? It has his name somewhere. There it is.
Brian Kohlenberg?
Yeah. 4 counts of murder in the first degree, as well as felony burglary.
And he was the one with the white Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah.
So that was the car that they said it was cited at the time of the murders. Now, this is definitely what they were thinking because it was a party house, and this has always been a college. All right, hit more locations and not work so much.
They're paranormal urban explorers. They Explorer LLTTF is there. Yeah.
Some more spooky spots.
Yeah, I gotta get back into doing that. It's hard because John's out doing his thing and I'm doing my thing.
You know what? I think. Listen.
I still have like 4. Well, if I had 4 episodes, I still didn't.
I don't feel like the United States unless you're hunting like Native American burial grounds, which those are very sketchy.
No, they're not.
Yo,
so hold on. Paula didn't go that year. Who went with me? It was me, maybe Nicole, and 3 other couples. 2 other couples. Maybe John and Kristen at the time. I don't know. But we went camping upstate, far up north. And next to it was an Indian battleground.
Like a Mohegan battleground or something like
that? Yeah, exactly. And we went and visited it at night. It was creepy.
There's a lot of sacred places they don't let you go to, though. There's a lot of sacred places that you can't go wandering around. Like, they won't let you do that shit. But what I'm saying is, like, what would make more sense to me, because the United States is only, like, really, like, 400 years, right?
There's nothing wrong with a little ear rape.
raping is fucking. Listen, if it's a hole, fuck it, right?
Wow.
So, what I'm saying is like Europe, Asia, you know, like Egypt, you know what I mean? They have like really, or go to like an ancient site, like that.
Well,
would
no,
be
but
where
the
you
problem
wanna
is,
find
the
this
problem
shit.
is, if you go urban exploring in Egypt without permission, you get caught, they kill you.
Yes.
So it's a little different than going to like an abandoned asylum in like Jersey versus, you know,
Like,
Saudi
you know-
Arabia.
Yeah, you know, I lived in Egypt in high school for a year. Right?
Yes.
So, a couple of months before I moved there was a fruit vendor, right, who had like a donkey cart, because that was still a thing. They would go around.
It probably
and
still
they
is
would,
a thing.
Yeah, and it was in Brooklyn too. Like you had old Sicilian guys who would sell fruit off the back of a cart up until like the 1970s. And they did in Egypt for a very long time, and they probably still even do now. I haven't been there.
Sorry.
But they would, at the same time every day, they would roll up the street. You know, women would come out. They would buy all their fruits and vegetables for the evening, fresh fruit and all that stuff. So
Was that the original milkman?
OG. This guy, that trade has been around for centuries. They've been doing that shit. So, and they used to do grain and bread and stuff like that too. But you know, when they had established bakeries and stuff, he would just go to the bakery. This guy's wheel fell into a pothole that turned into a sinkhole, and then pulled his donkey into a hole in the middle of the street. And inside that fucking hole was a goddamn Roman Colosseum.
Wow.
An actual amphitheater. Not as big as the Colosseum in Rome,
Yeah.
but like a small amphitheater. Yeah,
Well, people forget that Rome and the Romans were in Egypt. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
They were everywhere,
The
man.
Greeks were there. The Romans were there. I mean, obviously, like like Saladin and the Arabs took over, during the Crusades and stuff like that. So many people conquered that area. But this is the thing, they built over so many ancient fucking sites.
Yep.
So if you believe in that, presence of and old buildings and shit, like shit being haunted, that would be where I figured.
Well, me and
wanna
John
go.
always said we want to go down into the catacombs of,
Underneath the Vatican?
yeah.
Yeah. Or what about like some Romanian castle or some shit like that, or like castle in Bavaria, in like Germany or some shit like that, or in like Scotland, like a Scottish castle. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you leave the country and you get caught in Russia, you'll just get traded for an arms dealer and everything will be good.
Yeah, just don't go to Russia. Don't go to Russia. Don't go to Ukraine looking for ghosts. Like, and there's actually a lot of ghosts being created right now over there. So,
Hold on,
go
I
there
think-
in 20 years. Go there in 20 years and then go ghost hunting after this whole fucking shit blows over, because there'll be plenty of fucking, dead motherfuckers to talk to.
I think there's people that visited Chernobyl. Urban explorers on YouTube that visited Chernobyl.
Yeah, because I think they opened up some places that you were previously cordoned off that you couldn't walk through. I think probably like 5 or 6 years ago they made it able so that you still can't get to ground zero though. I think that's still protected. You can't get to ground zero.
It's probably still radioactive.
You could walk through the apartment buildings in the town next door. Like there was a town that was like 6 miles away or something like that, where all the workers lived, that had apartment buildings that were abandoned. That you're allowed to walk around. You could go through all those buildings and shit. But you can't live there still, because the radioactive levels are still too. You can't be there for prolonged like a week. You can't be there for, because then you might end up with radiation poisoning or something. But I'm not a scientist, so don't use me as a source. But yeah, so they caught this motherfucker, right? Getting back to this.
Yes.
They caught this dude, yeah. And he was just like some psycho.
Guy taking forensics in the college nearby. I don't know if he has a connection to them or not. I don't know if the only thing they had was just the car.
Well, they said that it was a party house, right? Like I was saying before. So there was a whole bunch of people who didn't live there who knew how to get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll make sure we suffocate our daughter with the pillow. No, I mean take the pillow off her head. She wiggled her. So my daughter fell asleep. Yes. My daughter fell asleep under the pillow, which is fine. But I'm gonna have to go in there and get her head from under the pillow, and not hold it on her. No, I'm kidding. What? Yeah, she slammed her head 1,000,000 times. She takes it after her mother. I'm kidding. Don't turn around and hit me.
Yeah, but apparently that house was well known and people knew how to get in. So it was just like It was like sitting duck situation. Like if anybody wanted to be a psycho killer for years before that, because this is like I think it's like a rental property that students just are in and out. Every 4 years there's another overturn in students.
All right, so I'm making. How do I do this? I'm adding you as a moderator. Hiddlestund is now a moderator. They can moderate. Paula is now here. She is now a moderator. Just doing that.
Moderate in moderation. I'm let whoever say whatever the fuck.
Well, if we ever get like more than 10 people in here, we should do stupid things like a word is banned for the day. So if you say the word in the chat, you get timed out.
Pee-wee's Playhouse, yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
That's by the way.
Triggered should be the first trigger word should be triggered.
Yeah, but that's only if they say it enough. But if we do an episode about being triggered, then maybe we can.
Yeah.
Did you ever? When was the last time you went back and watched Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Oh, pretty recently actually. Yeah.
You don't have any children, so why was it recently?
No, it's for nostalgia. I used to watch the show all the time, and when I think I found it on some fucking streaming app.
I watched it because of children, but I watched it and I was like, this still holds up. It still holds up.
Yeah, it's fucking it's a game, dude. It's a trip, bro. It's definitely mushroom fucking like you eat mushrooms and watch Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Or Bob Ross. You can watch Bob Ross.
Totally, yeah.
Happy
Bob
trees,
Ross
man. Add a happy tree, little happy tree.
Or
weed. You could get stoned.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can smoke weed with practically anything. You watch horror movies and smoke weed. If you don't get too paranoid.
Dude, you ready for this? I ate shrooms and I watched Evil Dead 1. And then I watched Ghost of Mars, John Carpenter's remake, Ghost of Mars, which wasn't that good.
Shit.
But Evil Dead was good.
Yeah, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. The fucking old lady comes out of the trap door.
Well, she's not an old lady, but or is she? I don't remember. Well, that's the thing she looks like one of those demons, but I don't think anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to take shrooms, eat shrooms, and watch ridiculous shit. I remember watching Lady Gaga live, and she comes out in this giant dragon outfit, and I'm like,
that's bugged out. Yeah, I mean, even though I'm not like a huge fan, but
no, neither am I. Neither am I. I had sober me or even stoned me wouldn't be watching that. Drunk me wouldn't be watching that. Tripping balls, I'm watching that because it's a light show. It's insane.
Yeah, and the costumes, and just like the visuals and shit.
Just like going to see Tool. Tool is a band you go see. Tripping balls.
We were catatonic, dude. They were like for like an hour, just like.
No, you don't. Well, okay.
I couldn't bob my head.
So.
I was just stunned.
Jay, so I bought, a friend of mine was moving and he was trying to get rid of like a quarter pound of shrooms for like $300. So I said, I can't pass up the deal of $300 for a quarter pound of shrooms. And I think I've told this story on this podcast before. But so I buy this quarter pound of shrooms and immediately go to a friend's house. And I go there on a Friday night when he's having a party. And I literally just start giving out shrooms. I don't care. I'm not asking for money. I'm just giving out shrooms. I'm making shroom tea. I'm making shroom tea and giving people tea. Next thing you know, I'm watching TV. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting down doing nothing when I'm tripping balls. And the person next to me goes, Mike, you're standing up. You're not sitting down. And I look down and I'm standing up. And then that's what I'm talking about, Paul. That's what I was talking about. See?
Yeah.
But this is a separate time. This was at John's crib. But like it was a whole shroom weekend. Like it was insane. We tripped balls. Okay, and where I was going with that is that was around Christmas time. So then a week later I'm going to Christmas at my current girlfriend's house. So I go to her, I go, let's go to John's house first and hang out. So we go to John's house and hang out and we end up all doing shrooms again. So now I have to go to my girlfriend at the time's house for Christmas dinner, tripping balls with her.
But
it was hilarious.
You notice, like, if you eat mushrooms consecutive days in a row, the same amount is a little less effective than it was the day before.
Now here's the thing. I wasn't, when I went to her family, I was coming down at that point, so I was okay.
Yeah.
She, on the other hand, she was in La La Land. It was insane because I went there and I was cool with her sister. Her sister comes up to me and she's like, "What the hell's wrong with you guys?" I go, "Oh, we're tripping balls." And she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, and then eventually.
I love springing that on people.
And then
when you don't tell them that you are, and then out of nowhere
Well, we eventually told everyone later on in the day, and they were like, "What's wrong with you guys?" And they're like, "You drove here." I was like, "Oh, I was good." They're like, "So you weren't tripping?" Oh, no, I was tripping, but I was good. Like I wasn't her. I wasn't seeing things that weren't there.
Yeah,
Like if
you
you,
were prepared.
yes,
she was
yes.
not, yeah, not at all.
Yes, I'd never done what they would call a heroic dose of any hallucinogens.
I think I maxed out probably at like I've eaten 2 eighths, not in one
Yeah,
shot.
that's
Like
way
it was
too
7
much
grams, but
for
it was
me.
7 grams in a day. You know, like I ate like the majority of the first 8, and there might have been like a cap and some sprinkles and stems, and then I ate the rest of that and was like, I still had another 8 that I had no plans that day of eating. I was gonna finish the 1/8 and that was it. But I had the whole rest of the night, like literally this is like 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like, you know, I'm coming down a little bit off the shrooms that I ate in the afternoon, and I was like, well, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. I mean, I sort of did this early because who I was eating the mushrooms with wanted to do them early. I said, fuck it. I was a lot younger too, so I had a lot more stamina to fucking have to deal with that shit. But I literally finished the last of that 8 and then just continued to eat the other 8 and ate the whole thing. And everybody was laughing at me as I pulled another one out. I was like, They were like, no, another one. I was like, no, I'm gonna stop. And there was still most of the majority of the bag. And then when nobody was looking, I did one of these, like, and then I waited for somebody to make eye contact with me, and I was like, and then you hear me go, no, he's doing it again. No, don't. Everybody's like, no, don't. I ate the whole fucking thing.
Oh
I ended up
man.
like tripping until like 12 midnight, you know, because they only last about like 5 hours. But it was still intense. Like I literally did it in a way where it carried me into the next one. That it kept it just as intense. Like it really,
Yeah.
didn't, you know, the intensity didn't drop at all, which is pretty great. It was fucking good times, man. But I was also at the time I was like 21, so I was able to stomach it a little bit better. I didn't get nauseous. Now I'm pretty sure if I go over an 8, I might throw up. You know, of eating raw mushrooms, not chocolates. Chocolates are deceptively dangerous. I can see how you could easily eat too many of the fucking chocolates. I ate 2 of those, and I thought it was supposed to be a microdose, and that was not a microdose. Oh yeah, bro. That's with the unicorn on the back, right?
Yes.
Unicorns on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, I know those guys. Those things
So
are sick strong,
so
insanely strong.
the whole thing is supposed to be 3.5, but you don't know if they made this in a lab where they measured it or anywhere else. So it's a guess. So
It's a guess. Yeah, it is a guess. Yeah.
if you go on the Nothing Network, there's a video entitled "How We Get Ready for a Podcast." And it's a short video with me, Samantha, and John, and it's a little skit we did. I was microdosing that day, but it wasn't a microdose because you don't know how much is actually in one piece because it's made by people, not by experts, or you don't know who made it, you know.
Yeah.
And even the shit you buy in Cali, not shrooms, weed, it tells you that it could be a little more, it could be a little less than what's labeled.
Varying potency.
Yes.
And they have to say that because this is the thing. They can literally measure it out. But the funny thing about mushrooms is that there's no way to distill the product.
Wait, did you have only 2 of these and it says it's a microdose and you were fucked up?
Dude,
It says on here. It says on here 1 or 2 is a microdose and 2 to because look, if it's 1 to 2 to a microdose, then 2 to 4 is a happy face. So 2 is bad. You should have did 1 or half of 1.
I should have eaten 1. I would have been fine with 1. Can I tell you this? I ate actual, you know, like dried mushrooms, right? Maybe 2 weeks before that. I ate the majority of an 8. Because I had a thing, and I sort of eyed it, you know, and I was like, this looks like about an 8. I ate it, and it was just expected. 4 hours of just regular wah 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 wah, and like, you know, like ooh ha, and laughing for a little while.
Yeah.
And then you come down nice and easy, and it took a little while to come up, right? These chocolates hit me in less than 20 minutes, and I was on a fucking spaceship for 5 hours.
Yeah, see,
maybe we should do that on the next podcast. We should do a mushroom ASMR and just like.
Well, there's a channel that does that. Where is it? There's a YouTube channel. Yeah, he tries them all. He's kind of crazy.
I I could see Molly or like MDMA ecstasy fucking ASMR. That I could see. Like people like dragging their fingers across like glass and stuff. You know, or like the clinking shit.
Let's see if I can find his channel. I never saved it, I don't think. I gotta find it. I gotta dig for this out. It might be on the Nothing Network instead. But yeah, he tries them and he posts videos of them all. Like all the crazy new stuff that's out there. Not new, but...
Yeah, there was some new shit that I heard about in fucking, in rehab about like, I don't know, I asked him, I was like, it sounds like what you're saying is Molly. He said, no, it's not Molly. And this kid was like sort of like a Jewish Guido. Like he was like a workout, like
a Jewish Guido.
Yeah, like he was a Miami Jewish Guido. Like he had Stars of David, Israeli flag shit. Like he was, tattooed all over, but he was jacked. You know what I mean? And he had like perfectly cut. Like he goes to the barber 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Gym rat. You know what I mean? Gold Cuban link chain from Miami type, though. If you could imagine the kind of person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he was like, I guess, into designer drugs, and he was in rehab for this one fucking thing that I can't even remember the name of it. I think it started with an F. But I was like, what you're describing sounds like Molly. He's like, nah, it's not Molly. It's not Molly. I was like, what the fuck is it? I was like, I've never heard of this shit before, but I still can't remember the fucking name of it. Please, if there are any fucking Gen Z motherfuckers out there listening that can help me out, like, on what the fuck this shit is called. Oh, so this guy did DMT trips on...
Well, everything. Yeah, this guy, look, it's called Psyched Substance. He tried fake Molly, which is bath salts.
Oh my god.
He tries the Never Ending Trip, HPPD.
What
He
the
tries
fuck is that?
DMT.
Day 300? What?
Yeah, we can watch one of these. We got time.
Fuck. I know DMT's quick, right? DMT's like a 5-minute trip.
So if you're watching,
using...
sorry, can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're watching us now, please go and like and subscribe this channel as well. I think I'm already subscribed, right?
What is it called? Psyched Substance?
Yeah. Check them out.
I'll start following you, so I'm just discovering this the same time as you guys are, too. So
I'll share a link
Psyched
right now.
Substance on YouTube. Psych Substances.
Let me share it out before I do that. Boop.
Yeah. Give a little bit of that community promotion. This guy's a brave motherfucker.
To all 2 people.
That is the question that so many people want to know. Alongside, can you go permanently insane? Can you get schizophrenia from them? But basically, people want to know if taking psychedelics can damage them.
Oh, it's about...
Today we're going to talk about HPPD, Hallucination Persisting Perception Disorder, and it's exactly what it sounds like. This is basically like real flashbacks. Flashbacks...
It's about the flashbacks. This isn't about tripping.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never experienced flashbacks, and I've experimented with LSD in my youth.
I'm curious about this bath salt stuff.
Hello to all of you beautiful, gorgeous human beings watching today's video. I am back with Lauren. Yay! Cody, at the applause sound
So he
effect.
has a spotter. He has a spotter. Right? It looks like.
It says they take it together. It says
Oh,
Lauren and Adam test fake Molly together for science.
That's wild.
Sorry,
I want to be a
Justin.
scientist, Mike.
No, wow. Listen. They do have weed testers out there and drug tests. They do. And unfortunately, I have a family. If I didn't have a family, I would volunteer. I would be to test new hallucinogens and cannabis strains, and let's do it.
And today we are.
But I wouldn't smoke bath salts. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a little sketch.
I wouldn't smoke bath salts. That wasn't me winking. There was actually something in my eye, so I'm not winking. I would not.
Is that like your poker tell? Like you're just telling us that, yeah, I won't smoke bath salts, but I will smoke bath salts.
I knew someone was going to say that, even though I pointed it out. But
as long as it's for science, yes, I do believe that too, man. Yeah, as long as it's sanctioned in the realm of science.
We're going to try fake Molly, and it's Lauren's first time trying this.
so it actually has a chemical build, or whatever that's called.
I like this. At least he's giving like
I'm
like,
high
yeah,
and slightly.
yeah, the chemical compound and its
Yes.
structure and all that. He puts it all up, so he's actually giving you the data and the actual science behind what it's made. But he himself is the guinea pig.
Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers, dude. Happy New Year again. Yeah, I too am a science experiment in alcohol. Right, so.
It's a stimulant.
Yeah, my body's a Bunsen burner right now.
Wow. Methylamino.
Methotrexamine, methadone.
Phenol.
Methanone.
Propanone.
Yeah, look, dude.
Wow, I'm not trying.
I
Sorry.
don't even try. It's like trying to read the back of a shampoo bottle.
This elusive compound that's not so elusive. And Lauren, why are we trying this today?
Well,
No.
I'm a crackhead.
And science.
Science.
Yeah, get it right, guys. Straight up, there has been an explosion.
He said the word bin pretty weird.
He's Canadian, right?
Of fake
I don't
MDMA
know.
use all over Europe. In fact, it's gotten so bad that people are reporting doses anywhere from 1 gram to 2 grams in an evening. I don't know why she's coughing, which is exceedingly dangerous. The standard dose of something like this is 150 to 300 maximum milligrams. And when you see people taking a
Challenge accepted.
gram to 2 grams in a
I mean, they say that on cannabis. It's like, oh, this edible's enough for 6 people, and you're like, So,
If you're
so
like
what?
fucking like Joey Diaz back in the day on the fucking Rogan podcast.
Okay,
that
hold
stars
on,
out to
hold on,
everybody.
hold on. Joey Diaz talks about the Chiba Chews, and those were 500 or 1,000 milligrams in one little
Yeah.
candy.
You're supposed to break off a corner.
I fucked with those, and I would break off a corner and be dead to the world, unconscious. He would eat 2 of them, 2 of the whole
Bob,
thing.
He did that shit. Okay, I used to watch the church, right? Him and his old co-host, had the church when they were in LA, and he just would bop. Pauly Shore would come on the fucking podcast, all these guests, and just literally like, what are you doing? They would literally be bugging out after eating like a quarter of it. You know what I mean? Let's see, this guy smokes a bad.
No. See, what I was saying was when they tell you the limit of something, I say challenge accepted. I'm still never smoking bath
Well,
salts.
don't do
I'm
that shit with
just
fentanyl or
saying.
heroin.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted. You see what's happening with the challenge accepted nowadays. Motherfuckers be dropping dead.
an evening. Obviously not all at once, because that could probably kill you. These guys are in for debilitating come downs and straight up addiction. And I don't want to see that. This is how you get one of these gray area, legal in many places substances banned immediately. So technically what 3-MMC is a cathinone compound. Cathinones have amphetamine backbones, and the marked difference between them and something like traditional MDMA is they have a much less affinity for the serotonin receptor site, meaning it's going to release a lot of dopamine, norepinephrine. The lack of serotonin is part of the reason why it's so addictive, because it doesn't have the same massive come down as MDMA. People can use it in some really f***ed up scenarios day after day. I've read of people, functional addicts,
because it doesn't
who
make
have
you feel
taken
like
things
shit
like
after. That's what he's saying. Like MDMA is notorious for making you feel super fucking depressed the next day. You feel like utter shit because your serotonin levels are shot. And I guess this is why it's dangerous, is because you don't have that deterrent of feeling like shit the next day. So you'll feel just fine to jump right back into it. That's crazy.
3-MMC every day at work. They think it makes them more productive and happier at work. So they're using it like an Adderall replacement.
So what are the negative benefits of taking
Negative
it every,
benefits?
or
This is your scientist? This is the scientist you chose for this video?
I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
My question was, all right, what's the negative effects of doing it every day then if they're saying it's giving them a boost? That's what she was trying to say. I'm a fucking retard. I'm not a scientist.
what are the negative side effects of taking something like that every day, like on your body?
Oh, it's going to have extreme strain on your organs. The biggest thing, I mean, for me that
So does alcohol and smoking.
I've experienced from stimulants is memory.
Okay.
If you take it frequently, like that feeling when you're holding your keys but you're looking for your keys? I've used that example before. It's
yeah.
like that. And we don't know what the long
That happens to me all the time. I always thought it's the MS.
Dude, I think it's just getting older. Like sometimes I do the same shit too. Dude, my phone.
I was like,
I'm like,
where's
my phone?
Yo, it's
Where's
right
my
phone?
phone?
It's in my
I was
hand.
standing up like this, and it's right there, or it's in my pocket. Like actually, the last time that happened to me was actually in my clothing.
No, it was in my hand when I did it. It was in my hand.
Long-term damage is going to be of something like this, because technically, again, this is legal in many places still, gray area legal, meaning you can't legally sell it for consumption, but you can sell it on research company websites as long as it's stated it's not for human use. But the problem with these RCs is they have not been thoroughly studied, so we don't know the long-term damage.
And you said that this has been used in therapy sessions as well?
It is
like
currently being
tested.
explored
Right.
as a therapy substitute to MDMA. And why some
use
therapists prefer
ketamine.
over MDMA is because it's less
That's
touchy-feely.
dissociative.
So in a therapy
MDMA
setting, you
is
don't really
dissociative.
want your client like
Yeah,
feeling you and hugging you.
yeah,
So it offers all of the enhanced sharing and truth serum-like effects of MDMA
Without the
minus the
tactile
tactile.
enhancement,
Yes.
right, okay.
Yeah, so it really, what therapists like about it is it promotes sharing. So this is not really a bad compound. I mean, there's really no good or bad drugs. It's all about how you use them. Any drug can be used in a debilitating way or in a positive way. It's about the intent you bring into it. So I don't want to paint a picture of this as something negative. I just want to say that it needs more research. Currently, we've seen studies on animals. There's really no human trials. It's being explored
So
in
animals
underground
be
therapy,
tripping.
which is amazing. I love seeing that. But what's going to really put a nasty blanket over top of all the positives is people in Europe taking monster doses and potentially overdosing. And that's
You know, where's
Did it kill
Raymond?
you?
Where's Raymond?
Yeah, I don't
When
know
we
if
do these drug episodes, we need Raymond here.
Yeah, our Aussie friend. Where is our Aussie friend? Where is our friend from down under?
going to paint it with a really bad brush. And if we want to see compounds like this emerge as new therapy treatments, we want to treat them with respect. So hopefully in this video, what we're going to show you guys is, well, Lauren's tried MDMA, so she's going to highlight the differences between this and MDMA. A lot of people want to know, like, how do I know if I have fake Molly? So we're going to tell you how you know if you have fake Molly, and we're going to, explore the effects when it's used in very safe, average to modest doses. And if you guys are wondering, how do I know if I have fake Molly? Well, you need these glorious, add that like, whoa, effect test kits. And you can pick these up with the link in the video description. The only way to safely take drugs is to not fucking take them. Abstinence is the only way. Ideally, don't take anything. But if you are going to ignore my advice, at least heed these words. You must test everything before you ingest it. So basically what this is a form of science. You put a drop of this on there, it creates a color reaction, and depending on what it changes to or doesn't change to, you can use the process of an elimination to determine what you have. For example, if, say, you thought you had MDMA, you would start off with Marquis. This is always the one you start off with, because if you put Marquis on powder that's MDMA, it'll fizzle and turn black. But if you put it on, say, a cathinone called methylone, it'll turn yellow. But if you put it on this other cathinone called 3-OMC, it'll have no reaction. And by using all of these, you can actually get an answer as to what you have. And
ruin everything you have. Fucking.
No,
Like,
this is the thing.
by the time you're done, you'll have no fucking drugs.
If you're not like a poor fucking drug addict who's like really can't spare any. If you're like some rich motherfucker who could take a pinch of your cocaine and put it on a plate, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then-
no, I get
yeah,
it,
and
but
it's okay.
how many people that watch this video are going to be like, okay, I'm going to order this kit and ruin all my fucking stash
Yeah,
to
well,
make sure this one is real?
This one's the sacrifice, so you don't end up fucking sacrificing yourself. I guess that's the logical. Like honestly, like this does not work for some fucking like 20-year-old kid who's still living in his parents' fucking basement, and yeah, can't afford.
just
to
jump
give
right
up
into
drugs.
this.
Science.
This is the science.
This is the science.
Quick message from this video sponsor. This
Sorry,
are basically
they're not our
You know what would be
sponsor,
funny?
of
so
course.
Yeah, they're not.
I highly
You know what would be
3
funny?
months.
It would be funny
Bonus
if
that
they
you get
like,
is-
did a Molly testing episode, and they just both end up fucking. They just start making out. And just like you just see them fall behind a table, and you just hear like.
like they touch each other's faces and then they start licking each other or some nonsense.
And just start making out in the middle of it. Yeah.
All right, let's see the testing.
First, we're going to start with the Marquis reagent, and we are looking for either a slight yellow or nothing.
That's a yellow.
Science, baby. Nothing happened. Now, sometimes you have
Nothing.
to wait
It looks yellow.
1 to 3 minutes around that for the reaction to occur. So this might actually change as time goes on, but from what I can see, it looks like it had 0 reaction. And now we're going to move on to the Freud, and again, we should see nothing happen. Oh, okay. I knocked the whole pile aside, but I see some.
So why is that not? You see what I'm saying? They're not. This one's definitely clear and still nothing happened. Maybe that's how it normally looks.
Yeah.
Specks of
Yeah,
that
that's
bad boy
the
in
regular
there.
color of it.
And oh baby, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got a good old fat fucking nothing. So now we're gonna move on to mech, and once more.
All right.
But I just want to point out
drugs already?
they didn't need that much to test, so you're not going to waste too much of your product. But still,
No,
you're wasting it.
They're
Nothing
doing this
should
for science. They're not wasting it because it's content for them.
It's a little confusing
You know what
because
I mean?
each one of these reagents starts off with its own slight hue.
Yeah, see, he just said each one of them start with a slight hue.
So it's not like they're clear from the get-go, so just keep that in mind. But there's no color change occurring there. And finally, let's move on to mandolin, which should have a yellow to orange. And it doesn't help that it starts off yellow, as you'll see in a minute. Whoops.
Do I gotta test it?
Okay,
And he
so
can
that
te-
drop.
Yeah, it's for, hold on. It's for science.
starts
Let me
off
just
yellow, as you'll see.
get it in the other ones as well and drip it everywhere and contaminate everything.
This is how you create zombies, Mike.
This
Okay,
fucking
just ignore that
idiot.
drop. And yep,
Pretty
I'm
sure
seeing
this is how
orange.
Resident Evil started.
Finally, a color change.
I don't see a color
This is confirming
change.
to us, at least with this test so far, because we were expecting nothing with all these and we got nothing, and we were expecting an orange with this guy and we got orange. So far it's looking.
And look at all the white powder on the table. I put on captions.
God damn it, clean it up, bro.
Look at all, like, guys. I didn't mean to even critique your channel. I was trying to, like, promote you guys, but
Pretty good that we have real, fake Molly. Finally, the Liberman, and once again, and yellow to orange is what we're looking for. Wow, it's like they're all just missing the pile. Let's just try to like pour it over into it. Okay, there we go. It's
he's
changing.
never used a dropper before.
Here we go.
No, like
Looks
a
like it's
tincture,
turning
you know what I
orange.
mean? Like,
And we got yellow orange over there. This is actually that one that fell in there, just to be clear.
Oh,
So
hold
the others
on,
are
wait,
nothing. And we're good to go. We have real screens.
We're good to go. We finally wasted half our drugs and we could try what's
the
left.
video, the human testing.
Human testing.
Alright, this is the meat and
To be as accurate as
dedicated.
possible, before we drink this, we are going
See
to
these
do a
people
blood
fake
pressure
fucking
test.
Molly.
They're doing blood pressure tests? Shit.
Right, so we're going to check my
Jesus
resting
Christ.
heart rate,
I
blood
thought he was
pressure, all
tying
that
off
jazz.
to fucking shoot up.
Wow, that's so high. Why is... Okay, I'm going to do that again.
You can't even use a fucking blood pressure machine.
Well, I mean, that's better. 90 is better. So I'm a little nervous right now. So this is not what you want to see. I'm starting off at 91 over
She's getting
139.
bored. She's like,
Pulse
"Are
is
we getting
67.
high or
Generally,
what?"
my pulse, according to
She's
my
like
Apple
spinning her
Watch,
cup around
it's
like, "Are we
averaged
gonna fucking smoke this
54 or
crack, or what
60
the fuck are
today.
we doing?
These stats are a little high.
Well, he already has high
I'm
blood
getting my
pressure.
Results. Not the best looking stats right now.
Yeah, he already has fucking high blood pressure.
And Lauren's 128 over 73 with pretty much the same pulse as me. Really, you want to do 3 to average it out, but I think this is okay.
Just saying, it would be
Now,
more
what we're going
interesting
to do is
if
if
she
you're
had, like,
watching this
remote
video
control
on
vibrating
YouTube,
panties on.
then we're going
You
to
know what
continue.
I mean?
We're
Like,
just
had the
going to
control.
play a charade,
It's like
Wow.
like every
And-
fucking 5 minutes.
a facade. We shall act out the effects, and we're going to pretend that we consume something. But just so you guys know, this is all an act. We're not actually taking anything. And we're going to be washing
Wait, what was that? What was that?
down our
It's an
nothingness
act.
with
It's an act.
vegan eggnog to
I want to
eliminate
know
the
why
taste.
it's.
To average it out. And a facade. And we shall act out the effects.
They were
and
acting
we're
out
going
the
to
effects,
pretend that
okay.
we
Yeah,
And then
because we're
pretending.
So you guys know this is
Right,
all an
Bobby?
act. We're not
really
actually taking
fucking
anything.
racist, snobs, and
And-
assholes, right?
No,
Just acting.
no, we are acting. They're not going to be acting. They have to say that so they don't go to jail. We are acting. We are not the same.
We are not the same.
I was trolling. I can't even finish the video until I say this. I was trolling a liberal page, and someone says you're just a right wing racist conservative. I'm like, I'm not right wing. I'm not racist. I'm not conservative. I'm like, and this person telling me this is you're like European white, and I'm like, I'm mixed. I'm not racist. I'm none of those things. I'm just simply saying this is stupid. I forgot what I said. It was like a stupid meme that was making fun of Andrew Tate, who got arrested for sex trafficking.
Oh, yeah, in Romania with the pizza boxes. Dude, that shit was mad funny. And listen, I'm not like a hater of Andrew Tate. I feel like his whole character is douchebag. And
I
that's
can't stand his I can't stand his approach.
Yeah, but
I
think he
can't
does that on
stand
purpose.
I can't stand the way he talks and the way he is.
Yeah.
But I do understand the message.
Yes. Yeah,
I don't
hear you on
necessarily
that.
agree with all of it,
Yeah, I still think he's
but
a
I
douchebag,
do
but
yes, I do not like the person, but I do
he's
understand the
made
message.
He's made several points that I'm like, all right, yeah, but you didn't have to say it like that. And but then he also would say like, I say it purposely like this to piss people off, and I get it. But I had no idea that he was involved in some fucking like prostitute trafficking.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens first.
Well, Romania has a history of fucking arresting people like they did. Remember Randy from Lamb of God? Remember they arrested him for that kid who died in the concert?
Yeah.
They have a history of arresting people under trumped up charges. So, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's see what happens. If he's involved, he's a piece of shit scumbag.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. Because
Yeah, let's see what
they also arrested his brother. They arrested an ex-cop
Apparently
who's
there was
also a
like
porn star.
Yeah,
There's an
connected. They were all
ex-cop who
connected.
became a porn star web video person who's
and they were all
involved.
connected to this, But from what I understand, they picked these women up on the street or whatever.
And they held them
Like
captive allegedly for like a while.
I thought they were casting couch videos or whatever. Not that I've
don't
seen
know.
any of them. I'm saying.
Listen, if he's guilty, he's a piece of shit. If he's not guilty, get the hell out of Romania and don't live there. Because apparently he lives there.
I mean, he has citizenship and passports for like 7 different countries, and he gloats about that. So he's also somebody who fucking caught himself on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that pizza box thing ended up not being true. It wasn't the pizza box that got him caught.
I'm neither praising or condemning him, just saying that, and let's just see what Romanian justice has to say.
Yes.
And then we will have our verdict based on that.
Yes, we are right-wing white supremacists. You are right.
Acting.
But we're not even pretending to be that. We say whatever comes to mind. It doesn't even matter.
That's not what our Twitter's followers say. They say a lot of crazy shit.
No, they don't. Oh, no, not all of them. Just like 2.
I know. I'm
But they're the most vocal though.
Now let's watch these 2 scientists fucking do Molly and have sex.
Washing down our nothingness.
So I thought they were smoking bath salts. I didn't know you just drink bath salts.
I think traditionally, I think they don't want to smoke it because they don't want to look like crackheads.
No, I understand, but I thought it was smoke.
Traditionally, I think traditionally.
Is that going to have the same effect?
I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. What I know about Molly, right, is you could snort it or you could ingest it, and it will affect you.
Well, it's not
similarly.
Molly, but hold on. Before you even say anything else, I need your home address, not live on the air, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
I'm mailing you a mic.
Okay.
I have a bunch of these at the studio. I only need one, but you have to get an adapter. I don't know how
Yes. I need what I need. This is what I need because I work through the iPad, so I'm going to need. I have the headphones.
You need like an
I have a USB
iPhone.
jack.
That's what you
I
need
have-
because it's gonna be a USB mic. It's a USB
so
mic.
I'm going to need another adapter that's Apple USB to traditional USB.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, back to this drug addicts.
With vegan eggnog.
I
Vegan.
want to know why.
Let's wash down our synthetic bath salts with vegan eggnog because.
I mean, if they were going to really lean into the hipster scientist thing, they should have just drank it down with an IPA. I mean, really, honestly, you know. But
It's
whatever,
slightly
fine eggnog.
green.
It's the season.
Maybe it's rotten.
No, it smells good.
it's slightly green.
Are you nervous?
At this point, I am not nervous.
At this point, you've been talking and testing this shit, and I just want to get fucked up.
Yeah, just
No,
fucking do it, bro.
I'm interested to compare, contrast. I have
Do
high hopes
it.
for this one.
Just suck down that fucking jizz.
Uh-oh.
That was not bad.
No, it's not good, bud.
Where's our... Pass me the pen.
They didn't even drink it all.
No, it was in the clear glass.
So I don't really
From
have
my
very
clear
much to
glass,
talk
and they-
about because I
They
honestly...
washed it
with
down.
eggnog.
They chased it. Yep. Copy that.
I would have just done milk or almond milk or whatever.
Oh, and the whole setup. I have an arm for you too. not just the
Oh,
mic.
I think
it's
I
an
have
art.
one actually, but yeah, but thanks, man. I could definitely use that.
Nervous. That's okay. I'll be fine. Adam, you'll be fine. You will be fine.
I think you're definitely gonna be fine.
I-
You can handle it.
She's supposed to say that. The come up.
Did you watch the Graham Hancock series on Netflix?
I have
that I fell
not.
asleep.
Oh, I did.
You know, it's like
It's
I've already
good.
seen so
Let me
many
watch
of
it, we'll
his
talk
things.
about
I've
it.
watched all his Joe
Yeah.
Rogan 3-hour podcasts.
Probably
so
a
it's like
couple times.
I already I
myself.
knew it all.
Yeah,
I mean, not all of it. There was
No,
some new
yeah.
stuff. So
But
what,
to see
so
him
what
visit
about
the
Graham
places is
Hancock?
good.
I've always been fascinated with ancient world stuff. And what do you like about it? What
His
did you?
hair. His hair.
His hair.
I like his hair. I don't understand men who don't just shave it. I mean, I'm clearly biased
Thank you!
because I've been shaving since I was 22. But you know, when you're going bald, just shave it off, man. It looks so much better.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Never.
Thank you.
Never.
Thank you.
Never.
You don't
Never.
want that. You don't want that fucking like. You know, like.
Well, I mean, I have enough hair. I don't have to shave yet, but
No,
never.
You're not there yet. You're not
Never.
there yet. What you know when you like if I tried to grow my hair out as long as you, I would literally be horseshoe, which is not acceptable.
No.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
be walking around like a penis head like Dr.
yeah.
Phil. Like, I ain't
Yeah,
doing
no,
that
I
shit.
wouldn't do that. That's not. Yeah, no.
That all that
No.
does is scream, my dick don't work no more. That's what that says. Shave it off, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you still look virile. Like, you know.
Stone Cold's the
Not like I
man.
give a shit. Not like I give a shit
It
if
looks
the average
cleaner.
person
And
on the
maybe he
street
would look
thinks my
worse
dick
without
works.
it. I mean, who am I to
I like how this conversation came up, though. It's
I mean,
hilarious.
he's just really low maintenance. He doesn't even think about it. He's
Yeah, it
got
does
too
take
much-
some maintenance to shave it. Generally, I shave it once a week because
Yeah.
I'm fucking lazy.
Yeah.
By the end of it, like it's pretty long.
Yeah.
And like you can just see the whole like
Yeah, the little-
circle. It's just like
halo.
yeah, it's just gone. You know what's interesting? When I was a teenager, I was so self-conscious of my skin, and the funny thing is my skin wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I was so self-conscious.
Yeah.
I went to a bodybuilding website
Right.
because they sell steroids, and when you take steroids, what do you get? Acne. So they sell isotretinoin is the name of the compound. It was actually my first experience with the drug, and I think the highest dose was like it might have been 80, and it was like only take 80 milligrams a day if you.
Her face right now is like, why the fuck are we talking about this, dude?
Yeah, because he's tripping and he's in spew mode.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I didn't want to fast forward this because I know exactly what's happening, and it's kind of
Yeah.
hilarious.
It is pretty
But
funny.
but her face is just like really. God help me. He can't
care.
handle his shit. He can't handle his shit.
The worst acne, but being a stupid teenager, I was like, I want my acne gone right away. So I started at 80, and I shit you not, 2 months into taking it, and you're only supposed to take it for I think a maximum of 2 or 3 months, and I took it for like 6 months. In the shower, I would just do this.
She's even look at her now. She readjusted her.
Oh,
And it would
God,
just
yeah.
it
Body
would never
language,
stop.
right?
And I'd be like, Adam, stop doing it. All the hairdressers would always comment, like, wow, you have such thick hair. They would take those trimmer things and they always thin it out because it was so thick.
Right.
So
Me
I
too.
never imagined. Like when I read the effects of Accutane could cause hair loss, I was like, well, my hair is so thick. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that. A year after taking it, I was like bald. So
No,
I
it's
don't-
genetics.
here's the
That
thing.
has nothing to do with the
I
Accutane.
probably would have gone bald no matter what, but I think it's better.
She's fidgeting a lot.
Are you feeling it? Because I am. It's been 15 minutes, and I can feel it in a sense. I'm starting to talk more, and I can feel a lightness and a tingling in my chest.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm starting to feel a little bit.
15 minutes in. All right.
My watch says my heart rate is up to 110. Jesus Christ, that's fast. Generally, my heart rate will hit 130 on this. Here's what I was
see.
getting to with my story.
Yeah.
Was I was thinking
Go
'cause
back
I had
to
a
the
very
story,
young
guys.
Face too, and it looks so weird on me. And I remember thinking, I can't wait until I get older
Right.
when being bald doesn't look bad. And now I'm at an age where I actually like it.
Yeah.
But it took like over a decade, and now it's like, oh, I think I look good.
You know, here's the thing about it though. That's still a lot to go through. Like losing your hair is significant,
And I loved my hair. Oh, it made me so. It's funny now. I don't care. It's amazing. Like you can stop caring.
I've been I mean, I told you I've been
And
losing
you're
my
losing
hair
your
from
hair.
COVID, right?
Oh no.
Because I was sick back in June or whatever it was, and I'm still just like pulling
If we're ever running too late, just let me know you need to go. By the way, because we're already past time.
out like
Yeah,
lots of hair.
that's all
Did you
good.
notice it looks thinner?
It doesn't look thinner, but it looks like duller.
Oh.
It's not as shiny, and like my waves are just like
Do you? You never knew her, but Paula did. Danielle from Madison. I think her name was Danielle, but she had the nickname Dirty Pants.
I've heard that name before in conversation with y'all
Yes,
people.
yes.
Like all you high school friends, yeah.
Now I don't know if she was. I never wasn't friends with her. I just knew her name was Dirty Pants because she got her period at school and her pants got bloody, so they nicknamed her Dirty Pants.
And that's a classic story. That just sounds like something.
Yeah, it's a she probably got picked on a little bit. I don't know if she was nice or not. I never really knew her that well, but this girl looks like her in the video.
This girl looks
It's not
like
her, but
yeah, this girl like looks like she's into like fuzzy play. Like she's a furry, not fuzzy, like furry.
a furry.
Like yeah, she's into like her and her like partners. They get up in their fucking Disney fucking outfits and have sex through a hole.
Thanks. We know what furries are.
Like
Yeah.
flattening out.
I know.
But I started taking collagen and biotin and some
Biotin.
like some really nice high quality hair and nail vitamins and stuff.
Here I was.
I
Like,
take
This
biotin.
isn't a high enough dose to feel it. And no, I'm feeling something, man.
I'm
Good
starting
for your
to
bones
feel
too, right? Isn't it?
like a warmth, not like a
Excuse
physical
me.
warmth, but an emotional warmth.
Is that a good feeling? Or a bad feeling?
No, it's a good feeling.
This guy just decided to get up in the middle of the
I'm feeling more open.
Did they start doing
I'm feeling
jumping
it in
jacks?
Do they start having sex?
Yeah,
His
what is
Ryan
that
Murphy.
about?
I'm getting chilled.
He's getting chilled. What?
I'm a little hungry. Oh, I can show you my agate.
My,
So I have
what?
this cool box that my friend made, and it's got an agate on it. So I figured, why not put my agates in it? As I understand it, agates are like rocks or like material that's been under volcanic heat and pressure. They kind of look like almost like glass, like a piece of glass, but because the light shines through them.
She is such a nerd.
So like when you pick them up on the beach, we always like look at them in the sunlight because the light passes right through them. They're like this size. They're like
Now
this
he's
size.
bored. Now he's
Yeah,
he's
the
fucked up.
tables have
He's
turned.
he's tripping balls or fucked up. He's looking at his watch. He's like he's also mad paranoid too. He's mad
So
paranoid.
these are my biggest
Look at him.
ones that
Flipped
I
this
Yeah.
around on him.
That's
She flipped it on him.
beast, but it's not super pretty.
It-
but it's like,
She's still in that. She's in a phase before him, and he's ahead of her. Right? It took longer to.
He's like, can we smoke this?
cool one. It's got cool
Smoke this
texture on
rock?
You're giving me one?
it. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
you like this kind of stuff. I know you appreciate these kind of things. Rocks and fossils and stuff.
Did I ever tell you I have some dinosaur bones?
Tell you what,
This one
I sort of like watching people get high.
I mean, I'm pretty nice right now. I'm about to get higher.
So this
I'm a little.
is an actual dinosaur bone.
Cool.
That's an actual
This is
dinosaur bone
from the jaw.
that you. Hold on. Did you just pull that out of a cardboard box, bro?
Some fossils and stuff.
Did I ever
Yeah,
tell you
I
have
mean,
some
at least I have
dinosaur
my
bones?
megalodon tooth.
This
in the
one broke,
fucking-
but this is the
Look,
best.
Well, I have
it's
mine
in a
like-
cardboard.
So
It's in a.
this is an actual dinosaur bone.
Cool.
Why is it in
This
just
is
a cardboard
from the
box?
jaw.
Put that shit in like a pelican case or something.
Is what they
Chasmosaurus.
said. So it looks. Chasmosaurus is a member of the Triceratops family.
Okay. Top or bottom jaw.
Isn't that
Kind of
crazy?
looks maybe
Smell it.
smells like history.
So this is like millions and millions of years old. This one doesn't look that impressive, but this
So they're showing each other their rock collection.
spinal column. I don't know what kind.
This
but
is
you
what
can
this
see
is the
where all
effects of
little
drugs, people.
blood vessels were. Isn't that
If
wild?
you do drugs,
This one's
you
really
will
cool
nerd
because
out
look at
with
what
your
happened to
nerd
this
friend
ankle bone.
and
It
show each
pushes
other
Yeah,
your
look,
rocks.
look. TV and
This is what
movies
drugs
don't
do.
really show you the true extent of what drugs are. They show you the worst possible scenario. Movies and TV shows you the bottom of the barrel, worst possible scenario. Watch the movie Trainspotting. There's actual heroin addicts that act that way, but not all of them do. But the
Yeah.
worst case scenario, it's like that.
Requiem for a Dream, fucking, all sorts of movies. Yeah.
Yes, this
SLC
is
Punk, right? Like
this
they
is
had,
this is what happens the majority of the time in the beginning. But these guys are doing it as a test, so they're not
Basketball
gonna.
Diaries was another one.
Oh
with
my
Bad
God, that
Alcohol,
movie, yeah. Uppers and downers,
Yeah.
and they took the wrong bag on the basketball.
Just to be quite honest with you, right? All
course.
these drugs, what people do, right? They get high on multiple things, and usually what the result is, like for example, and this is a common trope with cocaine. People do cocaine and maybe meth, and they don't necessarily go out and rob cars and break into homes and rob liquor stores and do all this crazy shit with like what you see on cops.
I do
What
that.
they do is they all pull out their phones and are like, "Yo, bro, did you hear this song? You gotta hear the song." And then they make their friends listen to fucking songs, and it's a tennis match between you and your other coked up or methed up friend, showing each other fucking music for fucking 6 hours.
Yeah, that's actually true. I didn't know where you were going with that, but then when you started saying that, I was like, yeah, that's literally the truth.
Dude, did you see
And
this?
back in the day, it was the bag of CDs. It wasn't. There was no iPods or
It was
MP3 players, or even though
yeah.
that's outdated now too. There's no cell phones or Spotify or
the DJ zipper case.
yes,
Remember the
zipper
Magnum
case. I found mine. I think I gave it away a long time ago, though. I found it. Random playlists you made, all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
But that's what they're basically
It's a
doing.
fossil.
I'm starting
Except
to
it's
feel it,
rocks.
by the way. I'm starting to get
I'm starting to feel it, by the way. We know you're feeling it.
sweaty palms, and I can feel my heart rate accelerating. This is also exciting stuff. I get excited about.
She's feeling like Eminem in 8 Mile. She's like, "Mom,
Okay,
spaghetti."
I'm curious.
Oh,
Let's take a
palms are
poll.
sweaty.
Who as a kid was into dinosaurs? Like, I feel like this was a natural inclination for some people. Like,
I still have the card. It's from the fossil shop. Jerome Heller, you were right.
yeah,
He has fossils that he purchased or got from the fossil shop. So you could just buy a dinosaur fossil. We just find them everywhere
Yes.
nowadays.
You stumble along and then get it appraised by somebody who can see how old it is and stuff
That
like
makes
that. and then
sense.
you
That
keep-
makes sense. I'm thinking he
Or-
bought it somewhere. I'm thinking that.
What a lot of people do is that they have a farm and they fucking dig up this shit and then they send it to these appraisers, and the appraisers are like, "I'll offer you like $1,000 for this," and then they go out on the open market and can sell that for 10 grand. You know what I mean?
If it's a good one, you
and
could
this is-
sell it to a museum for millions.
Megalodon teeth are the most notorious for this. You could literally walk along the beaches in the Carolinas, North and South Carolina, and even Georgia, and there are megalodon teeth that wash up all over the place over there, right? That just come from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, that were dropped 1 million, 2 million years ago when these things were still floating around. Big, giant, 6-inch fucking shark teeth. I have one of them. I don't have a big one. I have it's like a 3-inch shark tooth, but even
So
still, like,
it's like a mini megalodon.
it's a juvenile megalodon, and it's a fossilized
I was
shark tooth.
joking.
Yeah, so yeah, you were right actually. You weren't far off. But what they do is like you could find these things, and maybe about 10 years ago, these teeth would go for about $450. Now the market for them, they're like NFTs. Now it's like $2,000 for a $450 shark tooth that somebody literally tripped over on a beach. You know what I mean?
yeah. Drumheller, Alberta,
The
man.
fossil shop.
I was one of those kids. Like, I remember in grade 1, I was like, I want to be a paleontologist.
Me too.
And people
Me
were
too.
like, that's a big.
No,
Now
I wanted to be
now I smoke meth on YouTube.
an art. They didn't even smoke meth. They drank meth on YouTube. They drank meth on YouTube. I was gonna say, by the way, see, I didn't want to be that growing up. I wanted to be an archaeologist, like Indiana Jones. And then I really learned quickly that archaeologists don't do anything that Indiana Jones does. So
They're not adventurers. Yeah.
Big word for a kid your age, and I was like,
they belong in a museum.
I know.
Belongs
I
in
want
a
to be a
museum.
paleontologist. What do you think? Just a crazy thought. What if there were more people like human type beings around at a crossover point of dinosaurs?
You know, they talk about reptile aliens. How do we know the dinosaurs didn't evolve?
This is what I'm saying.
into the
What if
reptile
we?
aliens? What if they disappeared because they evolved and then they wanted all the
Yeah.
evidence
What if
gone?
what if some divergent
Here come the
beings
aluminum
evolved
fucking
at
hat.
the same time? You know what?
don't have a tinfoil
out
hat.
of the whole Graham Hancock series, this is the stuff that really blows my mind, and which is I think is really interesting. Is in Turkey, the underground cities.
Oh, those are crazy.
About
How
those
did they build
discoveries?
those?
Why did they build them?
Yeah, why
is
did they
the
build
more
them?
important question. I think this is where we really need to look into astronomy and astrology for the answers, right? Because these
She's clearly seen that documentary that he did way too many times.
Yeah.
And they even put that
but
music.
Graham Hancock
I gotta
has
watch
none
it.
of the docs. It's
No, I
really
know.
good, dude. It's
Don't-
like
don't-
an
no
8-part
spoiler.
series.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but it's literally all the stuff that he talks about in all those Rogan podcasts. He actually visits these places, and it's fucking awesome.
Oh, so I kind of know it all then already. Like,
You've heard a lot about these places, but him being there, and then he goes into depth like, like literally he has 2.5 hours to 3 hours on Rogan. He has an hour for each place, and it's an 8-episode or 10-episode series. You know what I mean? Or 40 minutes he has. And I just want to say this, speaking about Rogan, as the segue of Rogan, and maybe this is a good way to, like, sort of segue into the end of the episode. This is great, right? People just getting high on YouTube and experimenting on drugs. But I got way more pleasure from Protect Our Park 6 with Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, Ari Shaffir, and Joe Rogan tripping on mushrooms for 4.5 hours.
Oh, that was hilarious. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh my God. I felt like I was also tripping on shrooms. Because when the episode ended, I was like, it's over already? I felt like an hour. It was like 4 hours long.
Shane Gillis is like, I'm not making it. I'm not making it to the show. I'm not making it to the show. It's not happening. The show's not happening tonight, guys.
And they're all like, show's happening. Show's happening. Let's go.
We're doing it. No, we're doing the show. And the funny thing is, on 2 separate occasions, the beginning and the end of the podcast, they're like, yeah, no, Kanye's crazy, but he's the best. All aside, he's fucking batshit crazy, and he's leaning into the anti-Semitic shit too much. This is Ari Shaffir, who is himself a Jew, a former Orthodox Jew, whose latest comedy special is called Jew, where he just talks about
it was incredible. It was incredible.
Awesome. One of the greatest specials of the year, if not one of the greatest specials of the last decade, for sure. And I love Ari Shaffir. He's fucking great. And I had the pleasure last year of seing him down here in Miami with Big J. Okerson.
His thing about the challah bread. My wife is Jewish, in case anyone needs to know. Therefore, if my wife is Jewish, my children are also Jewish by default.
Yeah.
And also, recently in my DNA test, it came up 2% Jewish. So does that make me Jewish? I don't think so. But it was from my mother's side of the family. Anyway, regardless. How much does the challah cost?
How much does the challah cost? Yeah, dude, it's funny.
He goes, I used to walk into the bakeries and ask them, yo, how much does your challah cost? And I'm just like, so I say to my wife, I go, babe, next time you go to the Jewish bakery to get the challah bread and the other stuff, can you ask them how much the challah costs? And she goes, she looks at me and she goes, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're all great, though. I mean, I saw Shane Gillis about a month ago with my wife in West Palm Beach. I can't wait for Mark Norman to come back around this area, too, because I want to see him. But I can't wait for him to put out a fucking special, like a serious hour, because I watch a lot of his, like, 10-minute clips on Instagram and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I need him to have an hour out, because Mark Norman, they're all funny. Mark Norman is DL, probably one of the funniest New York comics, and you could probably fucking see him anytime you want at the Comedy Store and the Stand. I know he's at the Stand, like, as a paid regular, so you could probably see him there as often as you want.
I've never been to the Stand.
Yeah, me neither. I want to go to a Legion of Skanks show when they're showing on a Monday. I'm going to be there. Speaking of which, I will be up by you Super Bowl weekend, and I think a friend of ours will be having a get-together for the Super Bowl. I'm thinking maybe we could do something for the pod, you know what I mean, and, for the episode. Maybe we could just film, like, some clips that we could just, like, sort of sneak in during, like maybe.
Yeah, I can play them.
Funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we could pull them up on the Wednesday episode when we actually have the podcast on Wednesday or something like that.
Sounds good.
I'm thinking about that. Yeah, man. But yeah, so I'm thinking about coming up and doing that. But I'm hoping, I think we're leaving that Monday, but I want to see if we can get the flight for Tuesday instead, and then maybe go to a Legion of Skanks fucking podcast show.
I haven't listened to them in a long time.
They're fucking great, dude.
I listened to Kill Tony more than
Kill Tony's outrageous. I fucking love Kill Tony.
Kill Tony's good.
Yeah, the Legion of Skanks, they definitely.
Are they also on Spotify still?
Yes. Yeah. But if you want to actually watch the live, I think you actually have to be. You have to go on Gas Digital. That's like Jamie Josta from Hatebreed is there. A whole bunch of people have their podcast through. That's Luis J. Gomez, the guy who is part of Legion of Skanks. That's his network. Yeah, the Gas Digital network, and a whole bunch of people do their pods out of them. I'm pretty sure. Jamie Josta, Gottfried, the comedian Gottfried. I think Jim Norton does that character, with the glasses. You ever see that shit? That podcast is broadcast out of that too. But yeah.
I gotta look this up.
Good.
Legion of Skanks, Gas Digital. I'll check this out. So that's the end, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks for watching the Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast.
Yeah, man.
We'll be live
Happy New Year to all the dipshits.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy New Year. It's 2023. It's a new year. My New Year's resolution doesn't exist because they fucking suck and are stupid.
They're all bullshit and you're never going to stick to them.
Yep.
If that's not motivation, prove me fucking wrong. Make 2023 your bitch.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you Wednesday at 9:10 p.m. Good night, everybody.
Later, dipshits.